If you don't know what Vail is a VR FPS game that was extremely hyped about a year ago. The game is really hyped up because it's detailed mechanics and honestly very fun 5v5 gameplay. The 5v5 gameplay is like many other esports games like CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, and the works. And the esports appeal is huge for Vail VR, and that's the reason why it was super popular a few months ago. But all that hype from a few months ago died down really fast, and now it feels like not even many people know about Vail. So I'm gonna tell you exactly why it lost hype, why I think it will regain all its hype and even more, and I'll even show you how you can try it for free on Quest today. So let's be honest, VR shooter games have been dry as fuck, and as a VR YouTuber that focuses mainly on FPS games, I feel like my opinion is fairly valid for this. And while most VR gamers actually know about all the more popular shooter games, the reason why most of these are popular are because there's specific traits that everyone know them for. And an example of these traits is like everyone knows Contractors for its mods, Population 1 for being called Fortnite by clout chasing YouTubers, Onward for full-grown men that take the game way too seriously, Pavlov for the racist little children, Ghosts of Tabor for actually being a good game, and Breachers for being called Rainbow Six Siege by clout chasing YouTube. And amongst all of these was Vail, an underdog that was a 5v5 that most people could have signed off as just another generic game, but anyone that actually saw it knew it was going to be very, very big. With a team of people that were obviously inspired by VR and what they were going to do inside the VR workspace, we could already tell Vail was going to be a big game. From their unique mechanics like slap mags that were very, very realistic, to the fact where you could customize your own classes even though most games like this wouldn't allow you to do so. But all of these games had one thing in common that played a major part in their success. And this was something that Vail VR didn't have, and the reason why it originally flopped. But if you guessed that this was because the game was just genuinely fun, you guessed the wrong Pokemon. You do not pass go, you do not collect $200, you're a failure, now your only purpose is to watch clout chasing YouTubers. But the real cause was honestly Quest support. The VR headset with the most units sold is the Oculus Quest 2, and the Oculus platform is very lucrative when it comes to getting concurrent players into your VR game. And not having Quest support is really what caused Vail to flop originally. Even though this initial hype was picked up by Quest players that knew the game was PCVR only at the very beginning, they were waiting for Quest support very patiently, and by very patiently, I mean not patiently at all. And the open alpha for Quest support just released not that long ago, but it gave it time for the hype to die down. And I get it, maybe you're wondering how it blew up so fast if it's already something you haven't heard of. And I can honestly answer that with 3 different words: guns, physics, and money. A while ago, Vail was posting regular TikToks about their features and different things you could see within their game. And this is one of the main things building hype for them. Their content online that they were sharing was building hype for their game very naturally on social media. On top of this, they hosted one of the biggest VR tournaments basically ever, especially because it was a real LAN tournament with a live audience, which made it something very special to the VR community. If you haven't seen this tournament, which I'm assuming a lot of you haven't since most of you probably don't know about Vail VR, I highly recommend you check out this video on screen and linked in the description below whenever you have the time free. It's a really good video and it shows off just the best key elements of the tournament. And tournaments like these are very, very impressive and very inspiring to everyone that wants to play in VR esports. And I get it, all these constant hit videos on TikTok and YouTube, all these views that were organically growing their game from nothing to honestly a decent player base, and then straight to rock bottom where there's not many players in the game at all. This huge jump could only happen because honestly, the one thing, I'll just simplify it for you, is just the lack of content posted and the lack of being updated in the community. And while even though on the outside it seemed like there was nothing going on the inside there definitely was, because now we have alpha support on the Quest. And honestly, I think now that it's going to be coming to Quest, everyone's going to start picking it up as it's going to be mainstream. And since it already has crossplay with all PC VR players, the community can get really, really big. And the only thing they need to do to retain this hype is keep posting the videos like they used to, keep building organic hype for their game, and then release content updates fast enough for players to be involved with the game long term. And anyway, since I kept you guys waiting for so long and I didn't even give you guys Subway Surfers gameplay, which I apologize for, I got you a little gift to congratulate you, and this reward is better than a Lamborghini. It's knowledge. So currently the Quest version of Vail is in an alpha build, meaning that you can't just go into the Quest store and just download it right off the bat. But don't click off too fast. It's really easy to get accepted into the open alpha even without being able to just download it right off your phone. Even if you're not going to try to get into the closed alpha, I would join the Discord down below. First link in the description anyways, because they will ping you when the beta comes out, I'm sure. But anyways, there's only a few steps to get into the alpha. Very, very easy. Step 1 was joining the Discord, so go ahead and do that whenever you have the time. then step 2, all you're gonna have to do is go into the announcements channel and scroll up like 1 or 2 messages, and there's a little application. And I get it, filling out an application to play a game is pretty boring, but honestly, it's literally like 3 really easy questions. It's 3 or 4. And honestly, that's like the easiest part about this entire thing. And step 3 is the hardest part. It's just waiting for your application to be accepted. You don't have to be a YouTuber or anything like that to be accepted, so don't worry about any of that. Just go ahead, fill it out, and enjoy the game when you get invited. I actually did miss a step. Once you get invited to the game, you'll be notified via email. All you have to do is click on the link that the email has within it, and then you will have access to the game in your Oculus library. No need for a PC or anything like that. And sorry to interrupt, but if you like being informed about VR games, especially VR FPS games and free games, subscribing to my channel will get you the best videos in your subscription feed once a week. And if you like funny gameplay videos, click on the video on screen right now. In this video, I try out the most realistic Quicxil VR shooter game called Ghost of Tabor for the first time, and trust me, you will not be disappointed.